Listen to me. I want you to look in the mirror and ask yourself a question that will haunt you for the rest of your life if you don't answer it correctly right now. Did you give it everything? Not some of it. Not most of it. I am talking about the kind of effort that leaves your soul shaking and your body trembling because there is absolutely nothing left inside the tank. You are walking around this planet thinking you are trying, but you don't even know the definition of the word. You think you are working hard because you put in 8 hours at a job you hate, or because you went to the gym for 45 minutes and looked at your phone for 30 of them. That is not work. That is participation. And participation is the trophy they give to losers so they don't feel bad about being insignificant. I am talking about giving your absolute everything. I am talking about a state of existence where you are so obsessed, so locked in, and so focused on the objective that the rest of the world ceases to exist. You need to understand that the universe is a transaction. It is a bank that only accepts one currency, and that currency is the raw, unadulterated energy of a man who refuses to compromise. You want the cars? You want the private jets? You want the women and the respect and the power? Then you have to pay the price. And the price is everything. It is every single second of your free time. It is every single thought in your head. It is every single drop of sweat that your body can produce. Most of you are holding back. You are keeping a little bit in reserve because you are afraid of burning out or you are afraid of failing. But I am telling you that holding back is the exact reason you are failing. You are operating at 50% capacity and wondering why you are getting 0% results. The math doesn't work. The universe does not reward the man who hedges his bets. The universe destroys him. The universe opens the gates of heaven only for the man who crashes into them with the force of a freight train. The man who throws his entire life at the wall and says, I will either break through or I will die trying. They tell you that you need balance. The Matrix tells you to take a break, to relax, to find a hobby, to watch Netflix, to chill. And I am telling you that balance is a lie designed to keep you poor. Look at the men who built the world. Look at the men who conquered nations. Look at the men whose names are carved into stone thousands of years after they died. Did they have balance? No. They had obsession. They had a sickness. They had a fire inside them that could not be extinguished by the water of mediocrity. You need to murder the part of you that wants to be comfortable. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. Comfort is the silent killer that whispers in your ear at 6 low am and tells you to stay in bed because it's warm. You have to realize that the warmth is the smell of your own decay. You have to learn to love the cold. You have to learn to love the pain. You have to learn to love the isolation. Because when you decide to give your absolute everything, you will be alone. The friends who want to go drinking? Gone. The girlfriend who wants you to watch a movie? Gone. The family members who tell you to take it easy? Ignored. You are entering a tunnel. And in this tunnel, there is only you and the mission. Everything else is noise. Everything else is a distraction designed to steal your energy. You have to become a ghost. You have to disappear from the world of the average and reappear in the world of the elite. And the only passport to that world is the willingness to suffer more than anyone else is willing to suffer. You have to look at your pain threshold and laugh at it. You have to push past the point where your brain screams stop and keep going until your brain realizes that you are no longer in charge. The mission is in charge. You are a biological machine. Your DNA is coded for survival, not for success. Your brain is designed to save calories, to keep you safe, to keep you hidden in the cave while the predators roam outside. But we are not living in the cave anymore. We are living in a digital coliseum where the predators are men like me who have hacked their biology and turned off the safety switch. When you give your absolute everything, you are declaring war on your own biology. You are fighting millions of years of evolution that screams at you to be lazy. And this is why it is so hard. This is why 99% of people fail. Because fighting the world is easy, but fighting your own mind is the hardest battle a man will ever face. Your mind will lie to you. It will tell you that you are tired when you are not. It will tell you that you have done enough when you haven't even started. It will tell you that you deserve a break when you deserve nothing but the whip. You have to treat your mind like an enemy combatant. You have to interrogate your own thoughts. When the thought comes in that says, I'll do it tomorrow, you have to identify that thought as a virus, and you have to exterminate it with immediate violent action. There is no tomorrow. There is only now. The man who waits for tomorrow is the man who dies with regret. The man who gives his absolute everything lives in the eternal now, constantly forcing his will upon the universe, constantly bending reality to fit his vision. Money is not paper. Money is not digits on a screen. Money is stored energy. It is the physical manifestation of the work you have done. If you are broke, it is because you have not output enough energy into the world. It is that simple. You are a battery that is operating on low power. You are dim. You are weak. And because you are weak, you are poor. To get rich, to get powerful, to get the status, you have to become a nuclear reactor of energy. You have to wake up every single day and output massive amounts of force. I am talking about working when you are sick. I am talking about working when you are depressed. I am talking about working when your heart is broken. The work does not care about your feelings. The market does not care about your sad story. The market only cares about value. And value comes from the man who gives his absolute everything, regardless of the circumstances. God is watching. Do not think for a second that you are unobserved. There is a divine ledger. And every single time you slack off, every single time you choose the easy path, it is written down. You are building a debt of mediocrity that you will have to pay for the rest of your life. But when you give everything, when you empty the tank, when you destroy yourself for the sake of the goal, God sees that too. And the universe is forced to reward you. It is the law of physics. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. If your action is absolute, total, focused violence of effort, the reaction will be absolute, total, massive success. What are you afraid of? Are you afraid of looking stupid? Are you afraid of losing money? Are you afraid of being tired? These are the fears of children. A man is afraid of only one thing, wasted potential. A man is terrified of the idea that he could have been a king, but he chose to be a peasant because he was too scared to work. Giving your absolute everything requires you to kill your fear. You have to stand on the edge of the cliff and jump without looking to see if there is a net. You have to bet on yourself with such aggressive confidence that the world thinks you are insane. Because to them, you are insane. Normal people look at high performers and call them obsessed, or crazy, or unbalanced. Good, let them talk. While they are talking about you, you are outworking them. While they are analyzing your methods, you are stealing their market share. While they are sleeping, you are building the empire that will enslave their children. You have to understand that fear is just a signal. It is a signal that you are pushing against the boundaries of your comfort zone. If you aren't afraid, you aren't working hard enough. If you aren't anxious, you aren't risking enough. You need to seek out the pressure. You need to put yourself in positions where you must perform or you die. Burn the boats. Cut the safety ropes. Give yourself no option but victory. When you have no plan B, plan A happens. It happens because you force it to happen with the sheer weight of your will. Let's break this down practically. What does absolute everything look like on a Tuesday? It means you wake up before the sun. Not because it's cool, but because you need the head start. It means your phone is on airplane mode because you refuse to let the world dictate your reactive state. It means you train your body until it fails because you need a vessel capable of carrying the energy you are generating. It means that every single hour of your day is accounted for. You are not hanging out. You are not scrolling. You are executing. You are moving from one task to the next with the precision of a special forces operator clearing a house. Bam! Workout done. Bam! Deep work session done. Bam! Business calls done. There is no lag time. There is no transition period. There is just go, go, go. You need to understand that time is bleeding out of you. Every second that ticks by is a second you are closer to death. And you are sitting there wasting it on nonsense? You are sitting there watching videos of other men living the life you want? That is pathetic. It is an insult to your ancestors. Your ancestors hunted mammoths with pointed sticks. They survived ice ages and plagues and wars so that you could exist. And you are going to dishonor their sacrifice by being a lazy, distracted, soft-handed consumer? No. You are going to honor them by becoming the greatest version of your bloodline that has ever walked the earth. And that only happens if you give everything. The moment you decide to lock in, the moment you decide to give your absolute everything, the Matrix will send its agents to stop you. Your friends will invite you to a party. A girl will text you come over. A new video game will come out. A scandal will happen on the news. These are not accidents. These are tests. The universe is testing your resolve. It is asking, do you really want this? Or are you just talking? If you fold, if you break your focus for a split second to indulge in the Matrix's distractions, you have failed. You have proven that you are not ready for the crown. You have to be ruthless with your attention. You have to cut people off. You have to say no so many times that people stop asking. You have to become a monk of success. They will call you boring. They will call you arrogant. They will say you have changed. Look them in the eye and say, yes, I have changed. I have evolved. And you have stayed exactly the same. That is the difference. You are climbing the mountain while they are setting up a picnic at the bottom. Do not listen to the people at the bottom. They cannot see what you see. They cannot feel what you feel. They do not know the glory of the summit. Keep climbing, keep bleeding, keep giving everything until your fingers are raw and your lungs are burning. You need to set a standard for yourself that is so high it is almost impossible to reach. And then you need to break your back trying to reach it every single day. You need to demand perfection from yourself. Good job is not in your vocabulary. I did my best is a phrase for losers. Did you win? Did you conquer? Did you dominate? If the answer is no, then your best wasn't good enough. Get better. Work harder. You have to look at your life and realize that everything is your fault. If you are fat, it's your fault. If you are broke, it's your fault. If you are lonely, it's your fault. There are no excuses. The government, the economy, your parents, none of it matters. The only thing that matters is you and your work ethic. You have the power to change everything, but only if you take extreme ownership. Giving your absolute everything means you stop looking for a savior. No one is coming to save you. I am not coming to save you. I am giving you the map, but you have to walk the path. And the path is covered in glass and fire. You have to walk it barefoot. You have to walk it alone. And you have to walk it with a smile on your face because you know that this pain is the price of admission to the 1%. Imagine yourself 5 years from now. Imagine the man you could be if you didn't waste a single second from this moment forward. Imagine the physique. Imagine the bank account. Imagine the woman on your arm. Imagine the way you walk into a room and the atmosphere changes because a man of substance has arrived. That man is waiting for you. He is trapped inside the marble, and the work is the chisel. You have to chip away at the laziness, chip away at the doubt, chip away at the weakness until that man is revealed. But if you quit, if you hesitate, if you give 99% instead of 100%, that man dies. He never exists. And you die as the version of yourself that you hate. The version that watches TV. The version that complains. The version that is jealous of the winners. Do not let that happen. It is a tragedy of cosmic proportions. You have to reach a state of flow where the work becomes your identity. You are not a man who works hard. You are hard work personified. You are the storm. You are the force of nature that cannot be stopped, cannot be reasoned with, and cannot be slowed down. When you wake up, the devil should shudder and say, "Oh no, he's up." That is the level of intensity I am demanding from you. People ask me, Andrew, isn't it exhausting? Of course it's exhausting. Being a loser is exhausting too. Being broke is exhausting. Being disrespected is exhausting. Pick your struggle. You are going to suffer in this life regardless. You might as well suffer for a purpose. You might as well suffer for a legacy. Giving your absolute everything is a sacrifice. You are sacrificing your present self for your future self. You are killing the boy so the man can be born. It is a violent process. It is a painful process. But it is the most beautiful thing a human being can do. To take the raw material of your potential and forge it in the fires of discipline until it becomes pure gold. Do not feel sorry for yourself. Do not look for sympathy. Champions do not want sympathy. They want more weight on the bar. They want harder challenges. They want bigger enemies because they know that the size of the enemy determines the size of the hero. If you want to be a giant, you have to slay giants. And the biggest giant is your own desire to be average. This is the code. This is the law. No days off. The competition doesn't take days off. No complaints. Nobody cares. No excuses. Results are the only truth. Total focus. The laser burns through the steel. The flashlight just illuminates it. Be the laser. Absolute everything. Leave nothing on the table. If you follow this code, if you actually implement this into your DNA, you will become unrecognizable. You will become a glitch in the matrix. You will become a man who bends reality to his will. But you have to commit. You have to sign the contract in blood. You have to say, I am willing to die for this. Because if you aren't willing to die for it, you don't really want it. So here we are. The video is ending. The motivation is fading. Now comes the real test. What are you going to do when the screen goes black? Are you going to click on the next video? Are you going to check your notifications? Or are you going to stand up, throw your phone across the room, and get to work? This is the moment of truth. This is the fork in the road. One path leads to the same life you have always had, the mediocrity, the sadness, the regret. The other path leads to glory. It leads to the peak of the mountain. But the path to glory is steep. It is rocky. It is lonely. And it requires you to carry the heaviest burden of all, the burden of your absolute potential. Give your absolute everything. Not tomorrow, not in an hour, right now. Lock in. Turn off the noise. Become the machine. Become the monster. Become the king. The world is yours for the taking, but only if you have the strength to take it. I have given you the keys. I have shown you the door. I have told you exactly what is required. Now it is up to you. Will you be a lion or a lamb? Will you be a conqueror or a casualty? The choice is yours. But know this, if you choose to be average, do not expect pity from me. I have no pity for men who have the tools to be great and choose to be nothing, Gemini said. You are still here. And that is the problem. You are waiting for the magic words that will make the work easy. You are waiting for me to give you a secret cheat code that unlocks the vault without you having to bleed for it. But I am telling you that the cheat code is pain. The cheat code is trauma. The cheat code is looking at your life and being so disgusted with what you see that you would rather die of exhaustion than spend one more day living as a nobody. You need to understand that the specific feeling you are trying to avoid, that feeling of resistance, that heaviness in your chest when you look at a difficult task, is the only compass you have. That feeling is the North Star. You must follow the pain. If it is hard, do it. If it scares you, do it. If it makes you want to quit, do it twice. The easy path is a slippery slope to a life of quiet desperation where you die surrounded by unfulfilled dreams and people who pity you. I want you to visualize the version of yourself that gave up. I want you to see him clearly. He is 10 years older. He is 20 pounds heavier. His eyes are dull. He drives a car he hates to a job he hates to pay for a house he doesn't own. He looks at other men like me, men who paid the price, and he feels a bitter mix of jealousy and regret. He tells his children that life is unfair and that rich people are lucky because he is too much of a coward to admit that he had the chance to be a king and he threw it away because he wanted to sleep in. That man is your ghost. He is following you. And every single time you hit the snooze button, every single time you pick up the controller, every single time you skip the gym, you are feeding him. You are giving him strength. You are making him real. Your entire existence is a war against that future version of yourself. You have to kill him today so he doesn't kill you tomorrow. You think you have time. That is the greatest lie the Matrix ever told you. You think that because you are young or because you are healthy, that you have decades to figure this out. But you don't. The world is changing faster than you can comprehend. Artificial intelligence, globalization, economic collapse, these things are coming for you. The safety net is gone. The days of being an average man with a decent life are over. In the new world, there will be two castes, the absolute elite who own everything, and the serfs who own nothing. There is no middle ground. The middle class is being hunted to extinction. You have to decide right now which side of the fence you are going to be on. Are you going to be the one giving the orders or the one taking them? Are you going to be the one signing the checks or the one begging for a raise? This is not a game. This is survival. And if you are not panicked, if you are not operating with a sense of frantic urgency, then you are already dead. You need to develop a relationship with the concept of zero. When I say give your absolute everything, I mean you push until you hit zero. Zero energy, zero patience, zero tolerance for weakness. Most of you stop when you hit 40%. You feel a little bit of fatigue and you think you've worked hard. That is an insult to the human spirit. The human body is capable of feats that you cannot even imagine, but you will never discover them because you are too soft to push past the first layer of discomfort. You have to go to the dark place. The dark place is where the lights go out, the music stops, and it's just you and the demons in your head telling you to quit. That is where the transformation happens. That is where the boy dies and the man is born. You have to stay in that dark place until you become comfortable with the darkness. You have to make friends with the demons and make them work for you. And let's talk about the people around you. The crabs in the bucket, they are going to try to pull you down. They are going to say you're working too hard, or you're never around anymore, or you've changed. You need to look them in the face and say, you're right, I have changed. I have decided to become a winner, and you are still comfortable being a loser. You have to be willing to walk alone. The path to the top is a solitary climb. There is no room for baggage. There is no room for people who do not share your vision. If they are not helping you fly, they are holding you down. Cut the rope. Drop the dead weight. It is better to be alone and rich than popular and broke. You can buy new friends. You can buy a new circle. But you cannot buy back the time you wasted trying to please people who are going nowhere. God did not put you on this earth to be a consumer. He did not create you to sit on a couch and watch other people live. He created you to build. He created you to conquer. He created you to leave a mark. Every man has a destiny, but most men never meet it because they are too busy being distracted by nonsense. You have a duty to your bloodline. Think about the thousands of ancestors who came before you. They survived wars, famines, plagues, and disasters just so you could be here today. And you are going to dishonor their struggle by being a lazy, mediocre waste of space? You are the culmination of 1,000 years of survival. You have the blood of warriors in your veins. Act like it. Wake up. Stop acting like a domesticated animal and start acting like the apex predator you were designed to be. The absolute focused work ethic is not about motivation. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings are for women and children. A man operates on duty. You do it because it must be done. You do it because you said you would. You do it because the alternative is unacceptable. You have to build a machine like consistency. It doesn't matter if it's raining. It doesn't matter if you have a headache. It doesn't matter if your girlfriend dumped you. The mission remains the same. You show up. You execute. You win. Repeat. That is the formula. There is no magic pill. There is no secret sauce. It is just brute force and relentless application of will over a long period of time. You need to understand that the universe is constantly testing you. Every time you try to level up, something will go wrong. Your car will break down. You will lose a client. You will get sick. These are not signs to stop. These are tests to see if you are serious. The universe is asking, how bad do you want it? If you quit at the first sign of trouble, you fail the test. You have to look at the obstacle and smile. You have to say, is that all you got? You have to be unbreakable. You have to be anti-fragile. The more the world hits you, the stronger you get. The more they try to stop you, the harder you push. You become a force of nature that cannot be denied. Money is the scorecard. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Money is the measure of the value you have provided to the world. If you don't have money, it's because you haven't been useful. You have been selfish. You have been lazy. You have been consuming instead of creating. To get rich, you have to become a servant of the market. You have to give until it hurts, and then give some more. You have to solve problems. You have to take on stress. You have to do the things that no one else wants to do. That is how you get paid. The bigger the problem you solve, the bigger the check. Stop chasing money and start chasing competence. Become so good at what you do that they can't ignore you. Become so valuable that you can name your price. But it goes beyond money. It is about self-respect. You cannot respect yourself if you know you are leaving potential on the table. You look in the mirror and you know you could have done more. That knowledge eats away at your soul. It makes you weak. It makes you insecure. The only way to true confidence is through the undeniable proof of your own work. When you know deep in your bones that you have outworked every single person in the room, you walk differently, you talk differently, you have an aura of power that cannot be faked. That is what the top G energy is. It is not about the Bugatti. The Bugatti is just a side effect. The energy comes from the work. It comes from the 4 glow-am mornings. It comes from the blood and the sweat and the tears. It comes from knowing that you are the hardest man in the world to kill. So this is your final warning. The clock is ticking. The sand is running out of the hourglass. One day the screen will go black for the last time. You will take your last breath. And in that moment, you will see a replay of your life. Will it be a highlight reel of victory, conquest, and glory? Or will it be a compilation of missed opportunities, excuses, and fear? The choice is yours, and you are making it right now. Not tomorrow, right now, in this second. Every action you take is a vote for the person you want to become. Cast your vote. Lock in. Destroy your limits. Give your absolute everything. Because if you don't, the world will crush you, and nobody will remember your name. Be the storm. Be the fire. Be the one who refused to be nothing. Go.